One update, and then we'll get into the meat of everything. My shoulder. As you guys know, 3 days ago, I'm in the shower, and as I'm washing my body, I move my neck in a way that I get incredibly excruciating shooting pain in my shoulder. It was going from my neck all the way through the back of my shoulder, down this back shoulder here, and it was bad, like really bad pain. And we talked about it, how bad it was, 3 days ago. And people keep asking me every day about it. Is it getting better? Is it getting better? Well, Wednesday, it did not get any better. It felt just about the same, which was really, really bad. So I'm happy about that. Yesterday was my day off. And I actively tried to prop my head up and sleep with big neck support on Wednesday night heading into Thursday, hoping that that was going to help. I woke up yesterday again in excruciating pain. Like seriously bad pain. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. This is now the third day. How bad did I really screw my neck up, right? Because I told you guys 12 years ago. It was 2011, so 12 years ago. A very similar thing happened where it was just a daily just moving of my neck, and it hurt so bad that I had lost feeling in my thumb for about 3 months. I had Street Fighter tournaments scheduled that I forfeit and then canceled the trips to because I couldn't play fighting games because I couldn't feel my finger. Okay? That's how bad it was. And the problem is, this is just going to be something that's ongoing for the rest of my life. I know it. It's my genetics. I've already had back problems in my lower back. Now I'm getting them in my neck, and there's nothing that can be done. It's fucking genetics, right? So,
my head feels like it's swollen. I've got a big headache right up here, all throughout behind my right eye, into my ear. Okay, all pressure, head pressure.
I do have some good news. I woke up this morning. It's not as bad. Finally, for the first time in 3 days, the pain is not as bad. Now, I still have the pain. But the pain is moved, which essentially means that my neck is adjusting and trying to fix whatever went wrong. Now, I actually have pain. Instead of going down the back, it's actually going right here into the front of my neck. Right here. And it's not as bad pain as it was the last 2 days. I mean, it was so bad that I was feeling sick to my stomach at some points during the day because the pain was so bad. Now, it's just a more minor pain going right here down into my shoulder, and it ends right about there. Okay? So it's definitely a nerve pain. Nothing I can really do about it. Good news is, it didn't affect my gameplay, right? I was able to play games normally those 2 days. I had a day off to more relax it, which is good. And now today I'm into the thick of things. With a full day of streaming, and hopefully it won't affect anything, and we'll have a normal day. So, hopefully, we'll see what happens, but hopefully it won't affect anything. I won't even have to mention it today. I'm sure people will bring it up. How do you feel? But, I'm doing all I can to essentially try to feel better. Not much I can really do about stuff like this, I'm getting older. It's going to happen more. I'm 36 years old, guys. I'm not 20 years old, I have to get up and move around and do physical activity and do other things. This week, I'm playing it today, tomorrow, Sunday, and Tuesday minimum. I may even play it again on Wednesday. Starfield, that is. So you're talking, that's a good 12 to 14 hours of gameplay. If by the end of this week, we've played for 14 hours, and it doesn't feel like the game is fun yet, that's a fucking problem. All right? I hate to say it, too many game developers in the modern day are taking too long to get to the good parts of their games. They think that every video game you buy is a full-time time investment for you. At least they seem to be acting like that. Like, I'm going to sit here and play your game for 25 hours before I have fun. No, I buy a video game to have fun when I start playing it, not 20, 30 hours in. If I buy Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and immediately at the beginning of the game, I try to go in one direction, and I'm completely, boom, hit with a brick wall because everything there is overpowered, but you didn't tell me not to go that way, that's a flaw of your game. If everywhere I go, there's content that's completely superfluous and doesn't add anything to the game, it just feels like busy work, that's a flaw of your game's design. Every time. It never fails. Okay, that's not good content. That's trash. And that means that you basically did not ask gamers what's meaningful to them. You just felt like putting shit into your game that's tedious. I don't want to spend launch week of Starfield, wasting my time being bored. And then when finally the game gets good, the middle of September, well, guess what? Now we got Lies of P. Now we got Mortal Kombat 1. Now we got the expansion character for Street Fighter 6 at the end of the month. That's not when I want Starfield to be good. I want Starfield to be good now, when I start fucking playing it. So if this game sucks ass for the first dozen hours, Bethesda fucked up. And I'm going to call it out and say that. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. They need to make a good game from the start. They better figure this shit out. It's pretty sad. Oh, that I keep hearing these things about these new games and they just don't fucking know what they're doing. Like, what? How, do you understand what a video game is supposed to be? It's supposed to be you're unplugging from the real world. You're sitting down in a fantasy environment and you're enjoying yourself. It's that simple. That's the premise of a video game. And it could be a puzzle game, a sim game, an RPG, a fighting game, a platformer, a racing game, a sports game, a shooter. As long as you're pulling yourself out of reality and you're going into a fantasy environment and you're enjoying yourself, you've made a successful video game. Seriously. If I'm playing this game and I'm not having fun, that's a problem. Now, oh, well, it's okay. The first 20, 30 hours are supposed to be boring. Then the game gets good. Then you didn't make a good game. You have failed. And that's going to be sad because this game needs to be good. Bethesda really needs a good one, and man, does Microsoft need a good one. Right now, they both have a bad track record. So they need a big one to redeem it. All right? So what's going to happen? I don't know. We're going to find out, okay? Together. Because we're going to do this exploration. We're going to do all this together. And I hope that you guys will join me for this journey. Because like I said, as I'm approaching playing Starfield, I got an open mind. I'm going to approach it like any other Bethesda RPG, but I'm approaching it more as like an observational experiment. Will this game actually be good? Will it not? I will tell you my honest feelings. I don't have to lean either way. I have nothing to benefit.
I'm not a sellout. I'm not a shill.
From saying it's the best game ever, it's the worst game ever, it's somewhere in between. I don't benefit by doing any of those things, you understand? I'm not going to get clickbait views on hateful content, and I'm not going to get a bunch of praise and rewards for saying the game is great. None of that. I can be honest with you guys because that's the unique position I find myself in as a 15-year creator on YouTube because I walked a different path from everybody else. Snort. Let's see what happens. Here's the thing. I take everything that I hear about these games with a grain of salt. Because just to give you some perspective here, some people, like I said, have said this game is like a 5 out of 10. IGN and GameSpot gave it a 7 out of 10. But a lot of outlets are giving it 8 to 10 out of 10. That's a huge discrepancy. I mean, you're going from between saying the game is barely average to the game is just slightly above average but not great and a disappointment to this game is one of the best games of all time. What is that discrepancy, right? Do people have agendas? Either way. So you can't really trust any of it. And I think that's why we're finding ourselves in a really unique position. Because we don't know what's going to happen as I play this game. And that's a cool feeling. The first major game of this busy fall gaming season is a big question mark, which lets us all feel that it's that feeling of we're crossing a new frontier. We're going into something truly untreaded. Will it be good? Will it be bad? Will we find somewhere in between? Let's find out for ourselves, right? I'm a gamer. I'm here to play games and chill with you guys with games and have fun with games. That's my primary focus.